In an ancient time, when a terrible evil threatens the land, only one man can save the world.
Say what? Get out of here.
What? What's the meaning of this?
Oh, we'll just take off that broken record.
I say.
Here, hold my earrings while I take this monster down. I've got your back, darling. We just might burn down this town. Oh no, oh yeah. When you're up against a challenge and you need a helping hand, we've got an arsenal of fireballs, steel stilettos, and a cat. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Got an aching in your stomach.
Not up to it, Henrietta. It's okay. I'll do the recap if nobody feels up to it.
No, I can do it. I don't have a lot of notes, but it was mostly fighting, I think. We fought in the warehouse looking for Satina's spellbook, and we met some followers or some thieves from Shadow Thieves of Arm. Isn't that what they were called?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right. Because they're from
Yeah. And well, Satina cast a fireball and set the whole thing on fire.
Yes. Not for lack of trying, though.
Yes, in fairness, you guys all tried the diplomatic option several times.
We did. We
They
actually
were
did.
just not having it.
So we
And sometimes
tried.
sometimes that's what you have to do. That's fireball is not, it's the
Yeah.
last resort.
Yeah, it's got
We killed a bunch of them, and we followed them, and finally we took one. Was just one that survived, right? In the end, and we took him captive.
Yeah.
And
Yes, you did.
yeah, and we told him to bring us to the spellbook, and yeah, and I turned into a dire Pomeranian with green
The
bangs.
most fiercest of Pomeranians.
Yeah. And when we got back in a secret room, there was a hidden doorway. We had certainly found it if we killed everyone. I'm sure that we would have found the secret doorway. And we got back into the room, and we searched it. No, how was it? Did we search it? No, we met a couple of guys that was talking, right?
right.
And there was we searched it when we were done, and we met the boss, and we had a fight, and the boss got away. He took a potion and he glided through the bars. The boss did.
Yes.
And ran away like the coward he was.
Instead of standing there and dying like a man.
Yeah.
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 Well, we tried
Cowardice.
to reason with him as well.
Mhm.
And the two guys that was making a deal with him, we think, they also ran away. One of them tried to come back and cast a spell, but Satina counterspelled it. That I remember.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
That was really good.
yeah. And we searched the other room, and we found a weapon, didn't we?
Yeah, there was a hammer, a three-bladed sword. That's what I have written down: three-bladed sword and a dagger.
And a dagger. It was a dagger. And since the whole building was on
Yes.
fire, we didn't have time to search a lot more.
No.
So we had to get out of there. We tried to ram the door several times. Didn't work. And then Cora lockpicked it. Like it was her only profession. And then we got out of there, and when we got out, we saw the flying boat that we had, me and Eldalin and Satina had seen the previous night. It was sailing away, floating away. And after some deliberation, we sent Rimfaxi out and set fire to the boat. And Tyreek was on the boat. The goddamn coward. And there was a list of folk there. So Tyreek and the lizard folk are in cahoots. And we saw someone jumping off the boat when it sank way out. And I think that's
did it sink or did it, like, because they landed in the water when they noticed the fire?
Yeah, but didn't it sink?
Did it, like, actually sink?
Well,
I'm honestly asking. I don't remember.
well, people were jumping from the boat at least. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it settled. Yes, this is a good question. So your successful attempt to set it on fire by having Hermfaxi's fiery mane hover underneath it worked, as he was invisible. But then somebody eventually noticed that the ship was smoking before it burst into outright flames. So they tried to set it on the water, and it actually hovered on the water for a while until the magic essentially gave out, and it took enough damage that it was basically going to just give up the ghost completely. And at that point, it literally just plopped in the water with a splash, and then started to slowly sink.
Nice.
So you watched as this magical boat, which was potentially worth a lot of money, sank into the open ocean, and then
we got out of there. We ran away.
And then you realized everybody who was on the boat was coming back to shore.
And now we should get out of here.
Probably a good time.
Yep. Well, we did get out of there last time because we met Rimfaxi at Sassness again. That was the last thing. It was invisible.
Yeah.
Well, that was how Al ended the episode or the session. And that was a really messy recap.
I think because we were in combat like the entire time, I like didn't write any notes.
No.
I put the date, I put the items I found, and then nothing else.
I have, after a fight, Tyreek is seen with a lizard folk, which jumps off the boat. That's what I wrote. That's my notes from last time.
I stopped
and
at
Cud
weird
passed
Amish
out.
guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh,
Jeez.
Oh, goodness. Fun session, though.
Yeah. It was.
Oh, gosh.
You
There they are.
You see a bunch of angry-looking people, all dripping wet, trudging down a boardwalk toward you, including Tyreek.
There we are.
And
I just want to slap him.
and this one clown seems to be sort of dancing around you, trying to get some money, busking, trying to get some money. He sticks out a hand while he pantomimes eating food.
Can I give him my sack lunch?
There you go.
Because, like, I'm going to interpret that as he's hungry.
He looks at the sack lunch. He opens it. And is it just food?
I mean, I think so. I got it from Cessna.
Ah, right. That lunch. Yes. So he looks inside. He sniffs it. He pulls out what looks like one of the little packets of dragon liver chips. And his eyes widen. And he bows and he genuflects and backs away from you. And he immediately starts shouting at the top of his lungs, which he hadn't been doing before because he was attempting to BMI. Susnus chips! Susnus chips! Who wants to buy Susnus chips?
Oh Lord.
You can
Oh, man.
give away your dragon chips.
Well, I didn't realize that they were in there. My bad.
Jesus.
Why is
Whenever
he
you get
gonna
a-
just eat them?
Because they're very valuable.
Well, I guess now we know.
Yeah.
Ever short on cash.
Whenever I pack a pack lunch, I always include a bag of chips. Or
Yes.
crisps, as we call them. Now, does anybody put the chips or the crisps in the sandwich?
Yes. Every time.
Yeah. Oh. Henrietta's like, no.
Nope.
No. So these people, needless to say, look a bit, aside from looking wet, they look a bit miffed. And more of them keep coming out of the water every second.
I think we would kind of
Hmm.
clear out of there when we saw them swim back.
And
Yeah, we were.
a couple of the bearded folk. Father, I spy the spies. Now, Jebediah, don't jump to conclusions. But I agree. I think the fact that they're here is very suspicious indeed. And he points a finger, and a bunch of these guys start running toward you, the survivors from the ship.
Oh goodness.
Oh boy. Can we escape?
Ah.
I think we have to.
Arik hangs
Are we
back,
close
of
to
course.
Susnus?
Susnus is somewhere off, a bit further away. I think you're in the main harbor, aren't you? Susnus is outside the city walls.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, you're right. So we're just on our way to Susnus.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
wouldn't have stood and watched them swim to shore and just stood there and watching them. We would have cleared out of there.
No, we would have gotten out of there.
Yeah.
Well, you say that now, but I mean,
We did say that last time.
How many people have ever seen an accident on the highway? Do you actually just drive by at normal speed?
No, not
You
normal
always
speed.
slow down.
Yeah, we slowed down, but they were hundreds of feet
Rubbernecking.
out on the water. Well, we run now.
Maybe they're just really strong swimmers.
Yeah.
Okay. So the rather low-key group of a flaming horse, well, I guess technically this guy would be gone, right? Because he was summoned for an hour, and it took about an hour for the boat to sink. Is that right?
I don't know.
Sounds right.
Probably.
I think I said it took an hour, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took a long
guy
time.
your guy takes and lasts an hour and then disappears.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So, Mr. Allo,
Like I said, we wouldn't have stood on the docks for an hour watching them swim to shore.
Just watching it sink.
Yeah.
so as they start making their way down the boardwalk, angrily pointing fingers in your general direction, you guys make like a bunch of trees and leave
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
We do. We can't handle
through the marketplace.
all of them.
Dipping.
Oh, you got a cud.
Yeah, but we don't have Cora.
You don't need Cora.
No, we don't need a healer.
You have a
needs
healer.
that?
You're a healer.
Yeah, but she's a level 8 healer.
Oh. All right. So you guys are, where are you guys? You guys are all the way out in Sustas? Hiding out?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think
In
so.
Clarissa's dungeon.
Sounds good.
Specifically in her dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Safest place.
They'll never look for you there. Unless they're, really kinky or something.
Mm-hmm.
You're into vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or having their blood sucked at least.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're back in Clarissa's. Where is Clarissa's? There we go. And she sees you, welcomes you back, as always. Very happy to see all of you. Have you brought me anything?
No, but I have a new name on my list. You want to hear?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't really discriminate, but I mean, is this person particularly tasty?
Well, he's noble. He's of noble blood.
Oh, they're so annoyingly gross. Give me a sweet commoner. Oh, yes, much better. The nobles are all spoiled with high cholesterol and fine foods and terrible diets and bad teeth.
Okay. Picky.
Well, I mean, have you ever seen a healthy looking noble? No, they don't exercise. They always have people do things for them. They
That's a
always
good
eat all
point.
those rich foods.
I do have a
If it
commoner
weren't for
as
their
well.
diets. Oh, is there a commoner? A virgin, perhaps?
Well,
I like them delicate and young.
by the way he acts, I guess he's a virgin.
Who are you referring to?
The stable guy.
Oh,
Lee.
Lee?
Yeah.
The Dino Mart kid?
Yeah.
vengeance.
That poor kid.
Mm,
Yeah, he made one poem about you guys, and now he's on somebody's shit list.
That's not why.
Mhm.
That's
Oh, yeah.
not why at all.
It's
It's the
he was just
begging for
trying.
money.
He was just hustling.
Yeah.
He was hustling to try to get ahead.
And he never gave up. And I hate that.
Oh yes, I heard his poetry. Mm. He does have a bit of fire in him. Mm.
Mhm.
Well, if you can invite him here, I'd be very happy to sink my teeth into the matter.
Mhm. Well, we'll have to have someone invite him. I'm not talking to him again. I value my money.
Maybe. Oh wait, does anybody have like message or like something we could send and be like,
Sending?
be like, yeah, have like this idea, like, but it's like you like mask your voice or whatever, and be like, you know what sounds great right now? Sasna. Make him think it's his idea.
You have to wait until Cora's back.
Subliminal advertising in the 15th century medieval fantasy realm.
It's like, you remember in Futurama when they had like the dream ads? It's like
Oh.
that.
Oh, yeah.
We just hypnotoad him.
Oh yes, that's even better. Can we find a Hypnotoad?
I'm pretty sure there
That's
actually
hilarious.
is a hypnotoad.
Is there?
Yeah, I'm sure
I
there
want one
is.
as a pet.
Yeah, the problem is, are you its pet instead? So you're in Sussex, you're hiding out. How long do you want to hide out here? I mean, yeah, you could definitely stay for a while, but
Enough to take a long rest.
enough
Yeah,
to
I
take a
could
long rest.
do with a good sleep.
Okay.
I'm out of fireballs.
Well, looks like it's a sleepover then. Anyone want to cuddle?
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Very good.
And she looks genuinely disappointed, and she pouts and she flutters her eyelashes. You can imagine some poor sap being lured in by her charms. But of course, you've all seen this before, so
Yeah.
you know a bit better.
I have my spell book. I can summon my familiar.
Yay!
You can cuddle with my familiar.
Salazar's back.
Oh, well, perhaps next time then. And she
But
sort
he
of
could be a little cat or a bat. I mean, you're a vampire, right? Vampires like bats. Is that a stereotype?
That is really painful and a bit rude. I'm so insulted, honestly.
Are you? Oh,
And
my
she's-
bad. My intention was not to insult you.
And she turns her head and she twirls her hair in your face, smacking you with the very ends of her reddish golden locks, and she stomps her little feet off. Well,
What?
if you don't appreciate my hospitality, you can just leave.
Appreciate your hospitality. I was offering you a friend to cuddle with.
I don't want that. That's a poor excuse.
I guess. But I am going to summon Salazar in the form of a cat.
And she leaves. Oh, I'm so allergic. I can't believe this. I'm undead, but I'm still allergic to cats. So unfair.
Well, I have to notate that. That
Yeah.
might be useful in the future. She doesn't like noble blood, and she's allergic to cats.
Yeah.
In fairness,
Prefers
there's nothing wrong with
commoners.
noble blood. He just happens to think noble blood's too fattening.
She wants the diet blood.
Yeah, she's on a keto diet. All right. So she lets you have an undisturbed sleep, which is relative description, because of course her little lair is only about 10 feet below the actual subterranean speakeasy stroke nightclub bar, which of course has entertainment through all hours of the night. So it's like trying to go to sleep with a band playing above you. But if you do actually sleep in her stone sarcophagus and closed lid, it's actually pretty quiet. Anybody want to do that?
Not really. I think I'm so tired, I'm able to sleep through it.
Yeah, you probably are. Anybody ever fallen asleep in a nightclub?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. I fell asleep against the speaker.
Oh, God. That's impressive.
I couldn't even hear it anymore. I could just feel it. It was
Oh, my God.
yeah. So there's this bass sort of going on all night, doom 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 doom, and you guys are just kind of trying to get some sleep. Yeah, let's take this to its ultimate conclusion. Let's have a constitution roll. You guys can
Okay.
pass it. You guys can get enough sleep that you can have a proper long rest.
Is that just straight constitution?
Yeah, like a saving throw.
Oof.
Oh, sorry. I did straight constitution.
Yeah, I did,
That's fine.
but it's
Yeah, I
same.
did too.
Okay. Well, actually, you guys will all pass. It's not that hard for you to fall. You're so tired and you've had such a busy day that you guys managed to make it. But you do wake up with headaches. And you wake up with headaches and the smell of bacon.
Mm.
Be a real one. Let's see. I gotta do the stupid 1d3 thing. Does anybody else want this helm?
I'm good.
Oh, no.
Okay.
It saved you a
It's like,
couple of times.
This is why the
Ah,
DM doesn't.
nice.
This is why the DM doesn't give out magical items.
I
"Ah,
mean,
I don't
it's
want this.
neat. I
don't
like
want
it,
this
but
crap."
like, it's just I have to remember to do it, and I'm really bad at that. Let's see if I want to keep the same spell.
So you're keeping the same spell.
I'm trying to see what is lesser restoration.
It's
Oh,
cure for poison, I think, and
Okay.
some things like
and a
that.
few other things.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think I have.
I click on it. Oh, that's not
Is-
what I want.
Kind of disease.
Yeah. One disease or one condition affecting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Neat. Yeah, I'll do that one. So I'm praying to Paprika.
Paprika?
I think it's actually Farika.
Okay.
It looks like Paprika.
I was going to say pepper.
Pepper?
Paprika?
Let's see. What should I prepare?
My wife. Yeah, what should you prefer? What are you going to need today?
Yeah. This is hard.
Tell me about it.
Cracker's just like sharpening her blades.
Yeah.
All I need's my axe and my arms. Does
Yeah.
Cracker kiss her biceps when people aren't
Yep.
looking?
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. I do a few burpees, you know.
Yeah,
I'm working
right.
it.
Yeah, flexing and shiny surfaces.
hmm
Doing the crab.
Doing the crab. Yeah.
All right, guys, don't be afraid to get poisoned today. I can help.
Good to know.
Nice.
Don't
Then
be
I'm gonna eat
afraid.
everything.
Nice.
Is it actually poison? I can't remember.
I can post it.
One disease or one condition afflicting it. Yep,
Yeah, it's
that's
poison.
true. Blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poison. Yep. Good. So, you guys all selected your spells? You guys all set?
I don't know.
Salazar is in what form?
He's in the form of a cat.
A cat. Excellent.
Mhm. That should be easy to hide in a city, right?
I mean, you mean just being seen and not seen at the same time kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
As opposed to like a snake or an octopus.
well, definitely against definitely as compared to an octopus, unless you're literally on the harbor or in the fish market.
There were lots of people wearing snakes though.
Yes.
It's true.
People, yeah.
So Port Nyanzaru, this is a good question. Port Nyanzaru is extremely exotic relative to the cities and towns the rest of you guys have been to. Even Cracker, who has traveled a lot, probably hasn't seen this level of flora and fauna just sort of permeating the city. Remember the images that I showed you earlier of the city? There, every nook and cranny has got something growing out of it or descending from it. It's extremely vibrant and fertile and lush. So, there are lizards just crawling around on the walls everywhere, right? They're probably not snakes exactly, but it wouldn't be unusual to see a snake, whether it's a pet or just something that kind of got loose or is running around. Of course, big cities, they'll have anything that could be perceived as vermin or vermin catching, such as a cat or a rat. And bats are also not completely unusual. The only thing you might not see are sort of northern climate animals like wolves running around, bears, that kind of thing.
Okay, cool. I'll stick with the cat then. I thought about maybe doing the lizard, but just do the cat.
You've seen tons of lizards, literally just crawling around on the walls and sitting on branches.
But if there's like other like snakes and cats and stuff around, I don't want him to accidentally get eaten.
Fair enough. I mean, fair enough. So
Gotta look out for my boy.
Yeah, you do. Cessna comes down with a big plate of bacon. He knows you're there, of course. Knock, knock. Is
Who's
anybody
there?
hungry?
I'm starving.
It's me. It's my
Oh,
place.
yeah. I could always eat.
Oh,
It smells delicious.
did I bring enough? And it's literally like a gigantic tray, 2 feet high.
Yeah, Cora's
I can get some
sleeping, so-
more.
Oh, yeah.
Cora's sleeping, so
Well-
I think it will do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cora, poor dear. She's always so tired saving everybody.
Yeah.
We'll set some aside for her
Mhm.
later.
Mhm.
So, did you guys enjoy your sack lunch?
Oh, yes.
Very much so.
And he stares intently at Satina. Hmm.
I may have given mine to a guy because I thought that he was hungry, but then he took it and ran. I was gonna eat it, but then I thought, the less fortunate might enjoy it. But then he just took it and started yelling about selling it. So I think I made a mistake.
Yes, you did, didn't you? And he pulls it out from behind his back and holds it up in front of you. And he points
Ah,
another long fingernailed finger as his hand changes from being a young woman's into that of a hairy bugbear.
sorry.
J'accuse!
That's my bad. I thought he was hungry and I want to help people. That's that's what I want to do. That might be a
Darling,
little off track, but that's the main goal.
if you want to help the poor and the needy, give them a copper piece. But for goodness sake, these are valuable, expensive, rare items. I give them only to my closest friends.
I promise I won't give them away again. I'll just eat them.
You can give them away if it's important, but don't just give them to some random beggar on the street. Also, not only does it hurt my feelings, it lowers the value of my brand. And he
We do
closes
not
his
want that.
eyes and he looks very serious.
Oh boy.
I worked
Can I
very
have the
hard to
sack
build
lunch
this
back?
brand. If you say sorry,
I'm very sorry. I should not have given it to the beggar. I should have given him a copper piece.
fine, here you go.
Thank you.
You might as well make it a silver piece next time. Don't be cheap.
Okay. I will keep that in mind.
So, what are we doing today? And he claps his hands
That
together.
is an excellent question.
Hmm.
Do we have a plan for today, guys?
There were some people who came by looking for you.
I wondered about that.
Oh?
Well, of course, I told them that I hadn't seen you. I had to resist changing into a form that had a bigger nose.
Thank you for
Do you need
covering
any
for
help
us.
around here?
What's that?
Do you need any help around here? I mean, we have a bit of time to give you a hand.
And he looks at Cracker askance. Darling, I think we've already tried this road. And you and I are not on it together. Humph.
Okay. Just trying to be nice,
It's okay. I've moved on, and you should too. You're welcome to stay
Okay.
here, but I can't have you sullying my good reputation. If you're running from the law, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to limit the amount of time you spend here. You're certainly welcome to stay here in terms of protection from somebody who's really unsavory. But if you genuinely have done something really bad, then, well, naughty you.
Who was there
Hmm.
yesterday? Exactly who?
Oh, some weird people with beards.
Okay. So not
And a couple of
soldiers or...
those. No, none of the Zentrum. It was more those
Oh.
creepy guys who skulk around in the shadows and darkness. And there was one fellow who he was quite good looking in a kind of young virginal way. I think Clarissa would have liked him. But he didn't stay long. He had a few very pointed questions about you, Satina. Something about spell books and spell casting and spells.
Mm-hmm.
Something like Eye of Newt and Toe of Frog or something. I don't know, whatever it is. And they were also asking about him. And Cessna points at Hermfaxi, at which Hermfaxi sort of snorts in derision.
Oh gosh.
Yes. A flying airship burning in the ocean. Ring a bell? Do you know how much those things cost?
Well,
No.
I would love to have one of those. Oh, can you imagine a floating flying restaurant? Oh, it would be amazing. And we could travel from city to city like a tour, like a
That would be
foodie
so
tour.
cool.
That would be so cool. Oh my God, I'm definitely doing that. And he starts scribbling it down on his hand. Wait.
I'm gonna take a piece of paper out of my bag and hand it to him.
Oh, thanks, darling.
Mhm.
And he immediately like pricks his finger with, he takes out a feathered stencil, and instead of writing with it, he pricks his finger with it until he draws blood and starts writing with his finger. Airship diner rotating. And maybe, when we can settle down and then get everybody on board and then immediately sort of ascend into the sky and then start serving food. We can call it pop-up dining.
Well, that sounds cool. Like, so that they have like a view of the air while they eat.
Yeah,
It's like a once in a lifetime experience. You could charge a lot for that.
I think so. I think we can get a lot of rich people on that.
Definitely. That's a great
Would you
idea.
like-
You should
Would
definitely
you
look
like to
into that.
invest? I think I need
So
5,000 gold.
let's get back. Like, let's circle back to that.
No, I
After
see.
we
I'm
do a
only
little bit
good
more
for,
adventuring.
for you to like hide out in, but yeah.
No. I'm sorry. I'm very broke right now with taxes and stuff, and I had to leave my gold to bring the stuff over here. Get some, you lose some.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were
Yes, yeah.
partners. We did invest in this establishment.
Yes,
We
in
invested in this one.
this.
Yeah.
And you are, and that's why you are here.
Yes.
But this would be amazing. If we had an airship, we can travel everywhere. We can go to Halrua, we can go to Karatur, we could find Maztica. Didn't one of you say you wanted to go to Silvery Moon?
Well,
We
Well,
could
give
go
us a bit
over-
of time. We're making friends in this town. You never know. We might be able to get you a good deal.
A sea of fallen stars. Well, there's only 2 places really where you can buy one of these things. Well, 3, but I think the third one's out of the question. One
Well, isn't
is
it the Gond?
Well, the Temple of Gondis doesn't really sell these things. They just seem to be able to work on a lot of mechanical devices. But the places that seem to have them are all tied to magic and the history of Netheril, I think it is. Somebody was telling me over dinner one time. And that seems to be the nation of Halrua and the nation of Thay. And some of these ships apparently come from the astral plane as well. I did have one fellow who was a very colorful character, whole sash, waistband, striped trousers, and shirt unbuttoned down to his navel, that kind of guy. And big swinging scimitar, which I'm sure was some sort of attempt to, make up for something else. And he was telling me how he got his on some plane of air. I just assumed he was bragging. But I don't think we can get one of those. I think that's going to be very hard.
Yeah, probably.
But Thay and Halrua have the most skyships as far as I'm aware. I've only seen a couple of them since I've been here. And you apparently sank one of them. Didn't you? Unless Hrimfaxi was doing it on his own. Bad Hrimfaxi.
well,
Okay. We might have had some part in it.
Yes,
But-
I think you did.
in our defense, they attacked us first.
They did. We tried to talk our way out of it.
Yeah.
We were
Mhm.
very polite.
Yes.
Sure.
All I
Yeah.
wanted was my spell book. That's
Yeah.
it.
They
You do
refused.
realize this is a tropical city. The moisture content in the air is so high that for something to spontaneously burst into flames, whether it's a ship or a warehouse, is extremely low.
But
So
it
if-
could still happen. It could still it could still do it.
Especially
And Susta
Just
just
'cause
like
it's
his
storing
eyes just start to
flammable
bulge
stuff.
out. He turns a shade of purple and red you've never seen before. His eyes bulge out. His ears start to like implode. You can see that he's going through like a lot of stress holding on to his shape.
But we did just defend ourselves.
I don't know. Maybe it's just crackers. Yeah, it's very frustrating. I'm sorry. I shouldn't let this get the better of me. I apologize. First, my
Okay,
brand
it's
is
a lot.
for some clown is handing out my chips for like gold pieces, and then my warehouse burnt down. I'm so upset.
Was
What?
Was it your warehouse?
Well, I was
Your
renting
warehouse
space in
burned
it.
down?
I was renting space in it, and some of my inventory was there.
What kind of
Oh.
inventory?
Well, things that you need for a restaurant: dried goods, some furniture that I had brought down from Phandalin, a couple of the more interesting items for decor that I had brought down from Neverwinter. I'd also put some of Cracker's things in storage up there as well. So sorry about that, hun.
Oh,
As he sort of looks at Cracker passive aggressively.
I am gonna give him 50 gold and just say that I hope that this covers some of it. I know that it doesn't cover all, but I hope it covers some.
It's all right,
We'll
honey.
make it up to you.
Just keep the gold. You'll need it. I think you're going to need to pay some bribes to get out of town without being seen. There are some very angry merchants who want to have a word about that whole thing. I mean, it doesn't have to do with me. It wasn't actually my warehouse. I was just renting space. But not everybody has insurance like they're supposed to.
No, I just, you said you didn't own the warehouse, but you're renting it. So who are you renting that from?
Oh, it's one of the priests over at the Temple of Joaquin. They're really big on commerce. And they own a lot of property in the city. It's almost a bit surprising for a church, but I suppose some churches are like that.
Well, I think we need to sit down and have a chat about this over some bacon.
Oh, yes, the bacon. It's getting cold. Here. And he immediately just grabs a handful and shoves it in Cracker's mouth.
This is amazing. This is amazing bacon. It's so crispy.
And
It's
he does the same for himself
grease.
and goes, "Isn't it great?"
It's so great. Grease dripping down my chin.
Yeah. We caught it in the traps this morning.
Mm-mm.
I just feel that it might be wise to talk to Utamu. Isn't that his name?
Yeah, it
Who?
might be.
I didn't hear you say it.
Utamu? Isn't that his name?
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
We did get Sindor back, so we have some connections in the city.
Well, Congo Otamu, you mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
what, to like get him to help us get out of here?
yeah,
Or
I don't know.
like are we planning on leaving? Like I don't just trying to figure out what
I don't know.
the plan is.
Well, we have everything we need, right?
Except the maps and stuff.
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah.
get those.
What do we need the maps for?
Just to make sure they didn't fall into the wrong hands.
Yeah. I was thinking of maybe giving them to Sindor if we got a hold of them.
Yeah.
He seems like an honest type.
Well, we could at least let him know, like, we can give him, like, a list of names and whatnot. Be like, hey, I know you don't really trust us, but here's what we saw.
Yeah.
Please don't arrest us. And they have the maps and stuff that could very well take down your city.
Yeah. We should tell him
Yeah, it's a
about
good plan.
Tyreek and the lizard folk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if
I
we
think
told
so.
Tyreek's mom? I mean, we wouldn't have a way
She
to
wouldn't
prove it,
believe
but like,
us. She wouldn't believe us.
No,
ah,
she would cover it up. She would kill
Yeah.
us or
Yeah.
cover it up.
terrible.
Hmm.
Not in
Wait
the
till
mood to
you're a
die.
parent.
Yeah.
My baby's innocent. He's never done anything to anybody.
The easiest way would have been to have Cora here and send Sindor a message. And just leave.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yes, well,
where to go
as
though.
Susna looks over at Cora's passed out form, hunched over a table with a wine goblet tipped over in her hand. Obviously, Cora has some problems, and we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Perhaps an intervention is in order.
Let her sleep it off.
Yeah.
She'll probably be okay by the time she wakes up.
Probably.
Cora, honey, Cora. And he's smacking her across the face with a slice of bacon. Honey, wake up.
Mm.
Wake up. Oh, she's passed out. She's gone.
Yeah, she had a lot last night.
hmm
She said she couldn't sleep.
Well, I guess drank enough to get to sleep, so that's one way to solve that solution, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yep. Problem
There's
solved.
probably easier ways, but you know what? There's more than one answer to every question.
There is.
Well, okay. What should we do? We got a
Well-
couple of people we can talk to, but
I don't know. If
You also have an issue that you don't really know what happened to Mad Skills. And as far as I know, he's rampaging around at somewhere in the outer town.
oh yeah. That's
maybe
right.
Now-
we should go deal with that.
Maybe
Yeah,
he's
it might
going
be
to
a
get
good
his
idea.
way into the jungle and he'll be fine. But as far as I know, they don't know who he is. I just keep hearing reports about it. I assume it's Mad Skills because you told me that he got away from you.
Not
But,
Mad Skills.
I mean, huh?
Mad Skills is in the stable. Do you mean
It was Big Honker.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
right.
right.
Big Honker. Yes. Well, you don't need to worry about him. He'll be bacon soon enough.
No.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
all he wants to do is run.
Yeah, just want to hunt.
Yeah, well, you can't do that in the city, can you, darling?
Well, we should figure out a way to get him into the jungle, get him out of the city. But then, how do we do that?
I mean, if you want to go to the Temple of Joaquin, you can go talk to them and explain the whole situation. I'm sure they'll be very, very understanding.
That might be a really good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know much
Try that.
about these guys. Yeah. Do you guys know much about the Joaquin people? Religion? Priests?
I did write something down a while ago.
Oh, we appreciate breakfast. It was great.
Oh, you're welcome, darling. And he gives you a kiss on the cheek. Ugh, greasy. Ugh. And he just like takes a forearm and he wipes your face from one end of your jaw all the way across through his elbow to the other end. There you go.
Best bath I've had all week.
Yes. You really do need to bathe more often.
It's overrated.
Not for everybody else, it isn't.
Olive gold.
Joaquin seems to be some sort of god of commerce. Everybody worships her who does business around here.
Oh, yeah. If you go talk to them, we're gonna have to pay them a lot of money.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed.
Or maybe we can do it in trade. Maybe they need something we can help them with.
Pay
Yeah.
off our debts.
Or information. They might want some information. We might have something.
If they knew what we were up against, they wouldn't blame us for burning down the freaking warehouse.
That's what I
I
think.
think we should probably avoid stating that we burned down their warehouse.
Yeah, that part. Good plan.
I just wish that those people could walk a mile in our shoes and they would understand.
I
And
mean,
leave
yeah.
us alone.
Dude, we died. Like, have they died?
Yeah.
Maybe. Like, we died and came back.
Yeah. Maybe we should talk to Otamu and see what he thinks. I feel like he has a lot of knowledge about how the city works.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is he safe to talk to? He's not going to turn us over to anybody.
We can try.
That's true. That's true. He can try. But he seemed the most trustworthy out of all of the other people
Yeah.
that we met.
Yeah.
He seemed almost neutral.
Yeah.
He's all about information.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't seem like he wants to get his hands dirty.
Mhm.
Sorry, that's not the
Maybe-
song I wanted.
Maybe he'll know who those people are, the bearded folk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we can also tell
So we're
him
gonna go
that,
talk to him?
Yeah, and we can also tell him that we saw Tariq with the lizard folk. Because he's worried about the safety of the city.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. Yep. Good plan.
Let's do that.
Gosh, I forgot how to spell that guy's name. Wait, do we know what happened to Zindar? I mean, like, my notes go that he was going to offer to give himself up as the apprentice, and then Meridian stepped in, and then my next page is that we were at Cessna's.
He came back with us, so I guess he
He came back with us?
Yeah, that he went back to the
Okay.
harbor. Yeah.
Yeah, he went back to the harbor.
Okay, cool.
He was so upset about it, he didn't really say goodbye. He just sort of shambled off in his own headspace.
Yeah.
And we forgave him his rudeness.
So I want to talk to him just to let him know like what's going on, but like he's also very much like a good guy, and I don't think he'd take kindly to us blowing something up.
Nope. So maybe
He'll make us accountable for sure.
maybe
Yeah.
talk to Utamu and have him talk to Sindar.
Yeah, there we go. That's
Yeah.
a good idea. It's a good idea.
Political cowardice.
Yep.
Works every time.
Well, we have to be careful. Is there a lost and found in Susness?
A lost and found
Yeah.
for like literal little items,
Yeah, like clothes,
brawlies,
capes,
capes,
cloaks.
swords.
Not swords, but cloaks. People come in,
Sure.
hang
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
with
There's a whole.
clothes, and
Yeah,
get drunk
there's-
and forget 'em.
absolutely. There's. Yeah.
I want to go
There's
through.
like 1,000 umbrellas in there.
Yeah, I want to go through and see if there's a cloak with a hood, in there, so that I can put that on and kind of hide my hair, while we try to get to Utamus to be a little less obvious walking through the city.
Cessna
That's a
just
good
sort of
point.
pulls one out and goes like this, and it's a perfectly good hooded cloak.
Perfect.
Am I pretty obvious in this city? I haven't seen too many other half-orcs.
Yeah, there aren't too many half-orcs or dwarves or orcs. There's a lot of humans, but they're mostly, sort of Chalton humans, so they're a bit darker skinned than the rest of you. You guys all stand out in one way or another, right? You're either light-skinned humanoids or human-looking, or your race isn't particularly well represented. You've seen a few halflings. You've seen a few elves or half-elves. You've even seen a couple of folks who look a bit like they're a bit arboreal. You didn't stop and talk to them about it. They're a bit larger than normal, but they're a bit greenish looking. On the docks, you see all kinds of people, right? But that's usually because they're, related to the shipping industry. So ships from all around the Sword Coast and along the Sea of Fallen Stars and further inland, they're constantly stopping in and picking up mostly raw materials and taking them off to wherever they came from. So you
Are there
do
any
see
slaves
all
on
kinds
that
of
ship?
folks. You have seen people chained up, and you know that there are slaves in the Grand Souk because when you guys were racing through the Grand Souk, you saw a slave market.
Well, then it wouldn't be unusual to have a half-orc slave with you.
No, it's not impossible to have a half orc. It's just not super common. I mean, it's not like you go into someplace and people, between a walking minotaur that is, varies from the intelligence of a pumpkin to, halfway, to a Masterpiece Theater and a flaming, flying nightmare horse. You're not the thing that stands out the most in your group.
I think we might need to leave Grimfaxi here.
I think so. And Cud maybe also. And you also have a great axe on your back, so I guess that also stands out.
You do stand out a bit. I mean, if you guys were committing a bunch of crimes or something in broad daylight, people would remember that there was
Yeah.
one large half orc running around,
Burning down a warehouse.
Okay.
burning down
Yeah,
warehouses,
yeah.
lopping off heads. The dwarf
Using
also
people
stands out a
as-
little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
but not
Using people
that
as
much.
clubs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Improvised weapons.
Well, I won't worry about it then.
I mean, you can. It's not going to hurt to be a bit incognito.
Well, I was just wondering if I could pose as a slave. But then I wouldn't have any of my weapons, and I'm not comfortable
No,
traveling that
keep
far over there without them.
I did prepare.
Yeah, no, definitely keep your weapons.
Yeah. I
Well,
did.
there are also
Yeah.
there are plenty of mercenaries in the city.
Okay.
You know, there are people who work as adventurer guides because this area is broad. Once you get outside the walls, sort of a few hundred feet past the walls, so sort of the very edge of where the sprawl of the city extends, right? You know, the shanty towns, they kind of peter out into the jungle someplace. You're pretty much looking at pure lawless country. And although it isn't overrun by bandits or humanoids, it is quite dangerous. And there are lots of people who are here as soldiers of fortune, adventure guides, adventurers looking for wealth. You know, the Zentrum and the other external mercenary type forces were foreign forces, were former colonials who are from the more northern reaches of the Sword Coast. They're quite prevalent. You've seen plenty of them everywhere. The local population generally is quite dark skinned. They all look a certain type, but you know, there's a reasonable minority of more exotic people. You're not completely unusual.
Okay.
And you could easily be somebody's bodyguard. I mean, there's lots of rich people here who need bodyguards, or at least they feel like they want to have bodyguards for show, if nothing else.
Okay, then that's how I'll act around Dallin.
Okay.
I also did prepare a pass without a trace, so it can help us through the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that work in the city?
I don't know.
Can you post it? I think it doesn't have a limitation on the environment, but I can't recall. Yep. Okay. Cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. So you can do so even though you're a druid and it's sort of a druidic function. It works perfectly well in an urban environment. You know which cobblestones to step on so you don't leave a footprint. You randomly throw like rotten fruit off the trail to like discourage people.
Keep to the shadows. Not.
Keep to the shadows. Yep. Okay. So where are you guys going to go?
Utamus.
Who are you going to go see?
Utamu. Yeah.
Wakanga Utamu. So you're just going to rock up there?
No, we can walk and try not to stand out too much.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose we could have what skill would that be? Deception? Performance?
Are there taxes in the city? Like
We had
dinosaur
to pay
taxes?
taxes earlier.
Not taxes, but taxis.
Oh, taxis.
Yeah. Like
I thought I saw some.
Well, you've definitely seen people being carried around on palanquins, riding large beasts. Some of them are dinosaurs and some of them are not.
tuk-tuk.
Yeah, you want to like sure, why not? There's I think a Deinonychus tuk-tuk makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Kind of just sit inside the carriage and just try not to be noticed.
Sure. Yeah, each one of these can probably carry up to 2 people, I would have thought, with one driver. Unless you want to buy one or pay the driver not to come with you. Can
I stand on the back, like on the back of the carriage?
I would say if you want to try it, you can do it, but you're gonna have to roll.
Okay. Just so we can, 2 inside and I'm just outside like a bodyguard would be, sort of riding on the back, right? Or how fast is this going? Can I just walk?
Jog.
Just like jog
beside-
alongside.
Yeah,
you can
jog along.
Yeah, like the Secret Service.
Yeah.
Sure.
There you go.
Yeah, well, but I like the idea of you falling off the back.
Well, let me try riding. Let me try riding on the back, you know. So what would that be, like
Just
an athletics? Because I'm hanging on.
sure, yeah, athletics for sure. Yeah. If you say so. Wow. Yeah,
Oh,
you
nice.
I mean, you are you flexing? Are you just hanging on with one arm and just like one hand and sort of flexing while you do it,
Whistling.
whistling? Are you dangling upside down from your legs,
Yeah, right.
plucking like fruit
Maybe,
from various vendors as you drive by?
yeah, maybe no tricks. Just hanging on carefully, looking
Ah,
tough.
boo, boring.
I don't want to do an acrobatics check.
And you fall off, and the Deinonychus goes flying into the marketplace. Squeals of anger and amazement. Yes. Okay. So you guys pull up at Wakanga Otamu's villa,
Hope he's
and
home.
hmm?
I said, I hope he's home.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was about to say. Is you knock on the door, and a manservant answers and says the prince is not available.
Can we leave a message?
He kind of sniffs at you. This is not the appropriate place to leave business messages.
Well, I mean, it would have been more convenient to talk to him face to face, but we can have him reach back out to us.
We do have some important information.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding the security of this city.
Information that
Oh.
he would be very interested in.
You can tell this guy's a real bureaucrat. Who wants to roll for it? Persuasion, intimidation,
I think that would probably be persuasion.
performance, arcana.
Yeah, totally Arcana.
Perception, really good at that. Insight, I'm really good at.
Survival.
I could try to intimidate, but I don't think that's really going to get us very far. It's more like we want to entice him, knowing that Otama really loves information.
So I think that would be persuasion.
Yeah. Okay. Who
Who's
wants to
gonna
roll?
for it?
I am proficient, but my rolls are usually not very good.
No, I'm not
You
proficient
never
in it.
know.
Should I try?
I'm not bad. Yeah, you go. You try first, and then I'll try.
Well, we'll have it be one person.
Okay.
I guess I can't guide myself.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you do that? Like, you're. Excuse me, just 1 second. You stick
Just
up the
1
finger.
second.
Just 1
Yeah,
second. It's like,
you
come on, you can do this. You can do this.
Yes,
Come on, you can do this. Let's go. Let's
go.
go.
You go, girl. Come
You're
on.
great.
Come on.
You've done it a million times.
Yeah.
This is what you've been waiting for.
You can do this.
I'm talented. I'm sufficient.
Yeah.
I started people like me.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh, 19
Ooh.
plus 2.
Well, your little bit of extra guidance definitely helped. He goes, and he looks at you with his eyes looks really big. They're the size of saucers. He goes, well, I didn't realize I was talking to somebody of such importance. I'm so sorry, madam. Yes, of course. Well, he is actually, excuse me. He's actually at Golden Throne currently, holding court.
When will he be?
I can see your reaction. You don't know what that is.
No.
Let me point it out for you.
Thank
And
you.
he literally points a finger behind you, and you see it's the biggest dome in the city, sitting on the highest hill with the shiniest gold top.
Okay.
There, the seat of all government.
I guess it won't be easy to get it to talk to him when he's
Probably
there,
not.
right?
Well, I mean, if you have a meeting with him, he is holding court, so he might be able to see you. But typically, yes, this is really where people go if they are having an actual conversation relating to key business.
Okay.
Worth a shot. We can go try and see him. get him eaten?
Can try.
Let's go.
I'm not worried about him.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. And we just start walking.
Let's start walking away.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip him silver. Thank you for help.
He takes it and he puts it gently back in your hand and says, "Thank you, but no. And please, would you take your Deinonychus tuk-tuk with you?"
Okay. Let's go.
As the Deinonychus tries to eat your cat.
Oh no. Need Salazar to come over to me.
Salazar nimbly avoids the clumsy, fettered attempts to snack by your ride.
Okay. Let's go to the golden something.
Golden throne.
Throne. Thank you.
Nice.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I do listen to what you say. I just didn't catch that.
I know. Golden throne. Throne. Golden throne.
No. Ooh, fancy.
Oh, look at that.
And as
Pretty
you
shiny.
walk in the front doors, the first thing you notice is everything is covered in bling. Whether it's actual gold or just brass or something else that's been polished to a high sheen, there's reflection everywhere. Between the sun coming in and the shiny surfaces, you're almost half blinded. You imagine if anybody was actually susceptible to some sort of a daylight related weakness, they would have a very difficult time in here. The second thing you notice is the security. There are all kinds of armed people standing around, some of them looking quite a lot like guards of some sort. You've got these guys. They're
Seem
heavily
fun.
armored, but they are, yeah. That was one of my Halloween costumes, actually. Not this particular image, but I was dressed as not a centurion, but the other one. And then you also see a bunch of folks down here who look like the Zhentarim. And you see banners of various groups represented. And you also see folks like this standing around. You recognize them as being related to that group that you originally ran into at the original docks. There's some other folks just sort of slouching around, looking a bit like they're up to no good or waiting for a meeting. All kinds of folks, basically. There's some weird frog people over here, also sort of huddling together. And there are a couple of places where you seem to be able to either purchase drinks or some sort of refreshment. And there are people sitting around at tables. They're either waiting for something or they're standing there on guard, or they've got some other reason to be standing there.
Is there a service desk or something?
I was about to ask the same thing.
Reception.
Information.
Yeah,
Reception.
something like that.
Yes. Well, you also see Zindar.
Where is he?
He's down here.
There he is. Do we dare?
Are you there? You can bring your tokens onto the screen if you want. Well, Conga seems to be standing with the Zhentarim having a conversation about something.
The entrance, where are we
Zindar's-
coming in?
You are at the top right here. Yep.
Okay.
Where Maddie has
okay.
put her token.
Okay.
Yep.
Where was Wakanga? I'm not seeing him.
He is way down here.
Oh, I see him. Okay.
I really don't feel comfortable here, but
Me neither.
Yeah, it's very fancy. For those of you who aren't used to it, it's almost a little intimidating.
It is very intimidating.
For Satina, she's used to the glamour and sophistication of Silvery Moon, which is, of course, extremely aesthetically pleasing as well as old and very wealthy, frankly. So it's
Mhm.
not entirely unreasonable that she's comfortable. It's the design and decor are quite alien, but
Mhm.
conceptually she's been in places like this. So she, it's kind of like you know that a lot of it has to do with status, right? So if you are
Yeah.
supposed to be there, you know how to act, and you know what you can do and what you can't do. For those of you, the soldier's life is a bit of a rough life usually, although you did start off as an elf, and so you're not completely unaware of what these kinds of places are like, but probably you've seen them more from the outside
Yep.
or standing guard on occasion. Cracker is used to, people using their sleeves as napkins. So, so as a couple of, what look to be local business people walking out in their fancy, colorful silks pass by your group, one of them sort of looks at Cracker and then very noticeably sniffs. Oh dear, dear. And they kind of hurry past you.
I'm just gonna kind of crouch down and take the sleeve of my cape cloak and just try and get some dirt off my shoes. Just try and wipe them off and just stand up and take a deep breath and okay, should we talk to Tamu?
And a small child
Um,
comes scurrying past you with a little broom and a little uh,
Sorry.
little dustpan, and starts, brushing the dirt that you just brushed from your shoes into the dustpan, and then scurries off like a ball boy.
is
Sorry.
it quiet in here like a library or like a museum, or is it like loud and bustling?
Very good question. So it's there. The acoustics are amazing. Uh, you cannot hear anybody's conversation. There is a buzz in the background, but it's kind of tinny, right? Because it's quite empty relative to the amount of space.
Hmm.
But it's not loud. It's more like sort of a soft background noise.
Okay.
You
Um,
can like the sound, like specific sounds that echo in a hard stone surface area reverberate a lot more than the conversation. So you hear the clinking of glasses as people set down what appears to be some sort of a drink, like a daytime drink, like a chai or a tea or a coffee or something. And you hear that a lot clearer than you do the actual conversations.
makes sense. So did we want to talk to Wakanga first, or did we want to try and talk to Zindar? Because right now Wakanga is near some of the Zentrum guys. Are they around? Are they like huddled around somebody? They are.
Yes, they seem to be huddled around this figure. Aside
Does
from
it
the
look
fact,
like a? Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. It's all right.
I was asking if like they looked like kind of like I wouldn't say like borderline hostile, like what are you doing here? Blah 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 blah. Or is
Well,
it like they're
you're
just like talking as a group?
Well, you're all the way over here, so I mean, how much can you see from 200 feet?
I'm not a very perceptive.
I mean, I can barely see somebody at 200 feet, much less see what the actual interaction is. It's not like they've
This
got
is
weapons drawn or
humongous.
anything.
Okay, so as long as they don't have weapons drawn, then
Yeah, let's go closer.
okay.
You feel like if there were weapons drawn, like all these other guys standing around in the corners would probably have something to say about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
There's a lot of guys, and you also feel like as many as you see, there are probably more that you don't. You get the impression that there are like patrols. You can hear footsteps in the hallways. Sort of like some of them are just normal footsteps, but occasionally you hear sort of like the tramping sound that especially Dallin would recognize as the sound of a small formation of people walking in unison.
I'm just gonna whisper to Zatina, no fireball. And just keep walking.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just in case.
Thank you.
Just in case.
Is that what you say? I thought you were going to say, "Well, we'll see."
See if it gets hot enough for the gold to melt.
Yeah.
As you walk past, this one fellow from all the way over here, next to this pennant, shouts out, "Care to join the Flaming Fist, friends?"
No, thank you.
Maybe later.
I serve Queen Tatiana. I don't remember her name. God damn it. Titania. Titania.
Titania?
Titania. Jesus. I serve her. I promised. I just don't remember her name. Jeez.
I feel like it's it's definitely along those lines of like
Yeah.
Titania or Titania.
I almost said Tiamat, but that's a dragon god, I
That's
think.
not
That-
it.
That's
yeah,
not
that
it.
would not. That's quite different.
Yeah,
That's-
I don't think
yeah,
I want to shout that out. Titania?
I'm a
Tit-
servant of Tiamat.
Yeah. Titania.
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 Yeah.
I can envision
Thank
the
you.
spelling in my head, but like
Yeah.
the pronunciation.
I serve Queen Tiamat. Long live the evil dragons.
Yes.
Death to humans.
Jesus. Oh.
Okay.
Where
You
are
want
we
to talk to
heading? We're
Zindar
heading-
first? Or should
Yeah.
who are we going to talk to?
I don't know. I think that, let's see, when we.
Hmm.
Hello. May I help you?
Hi. How are you?
Who I am? Well, who are you?
We asked you first. I mean, it seems kind of rude to do that.
I was here before you were. No
Yeah, but
cutting
you-
in line.
But you approached us, and then we asked who you were, and you said, "Who am I? Who are you?"
There's a pecking order.
Okay.
Do you represent a nation?
We represent all of Faerun.
I
You
I-
absolutely do not.
I come from Silvery Moon.
And he practically hisses at you.
Ooh.
At which Salazar presumably hisses back.
Yes, absolutely.
I represent really good sandwiches at Susness. You know, if you're hungry, if that's what's going on for you, you could go there and have a really great sandwich.
Yeah, and just tell them that we sent you.
Yeah.
Entering
But it
is
just-
through the rear entrance. This is the grand hall. I am next in line. I represent the nation of Thay.
Oh,
Interesting.
interesting.
Those. Isn't there something like flying ships you guys handle or something?
Yeah, what are they have? Do you have one? Are they cool? We've only like seen them in passing, but like, are they cool?
Hmm.
What do you know about the flying ships?
Oh, I woke up one night and I saw one flying over the moon. It was pretty cool. It really got it got the whole brain working. Thinking of like how it works and stuff. Like the magic involved. I just think it's so neat. Do you know anything about them?
Roll a charisma check. Straight charisma.
Great charisma, not my strong
yes.
suit.
And Yvonne, would you roll a d20?
1
18?
moment.
Ooh, 18.
Ooh, nice.
That's a good roll.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's an
Are you a
8.
wizard?
I am from Silvery Moon. Yes,
I've
I
never
used to
seen
teach
it.
at the school there.
Do you mean the conclave?
Mhm.
I've never seen a dwarf wizard before, but I suppose it's the first for anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a race singular thing.
Well, no, but I mean some of the best basketball. Well, never mind.
Okay.
So anyway,
What are the I'm
yes,
sorry. What are the
we
vibes
did-
that we're getting from this guy? Is he creepy? Is he
He
giving
is.
creepy vibes?
you can roll an insight check.
Will do.
And
Wanna know?
Henrietta, would you like to roll a d20 opposing?
Oof. It's a 6.
Ooh.
Yeah, he seems like a super nice guy.
Oh, okay, cool. He's got the little skulls on his.
Super nice.
Yeah, I mean you're kind of like, oh, hey, where'd you get those skulls from?
Yeah, I love your robe.
I had to earn this. I'm a level 2.
Level 2.
Neat.
What?
Level 2 to level 3,
Okay.
obviously.
Like 2 out of 3, or like 2 and
No,
then
not
3?
Yes, 2 and then 3. Look, what's your business about the ship? What do you know about the ship?
Oh, we're just wondering how it works. And like, it would be really neat to get our hands on one, but I mean, we might have to wait until we travel to a place that sells them. Um,
Well, unfortunately, the one that we came in on is not available anymore.
well, did something happen? Are you okay?
Everyone, give me a perception check.
Heard that. I just got to be overly nice to this guy. I rolled a 6.
Ken?
Yeah.
Yeah, Satina doesn't notice anything at all. Cracker is just like, what is that weird smell? But Dallin realizes that this guy, when he shifts around, he makes a soft squelching sound,
Oh.
and his footprints on the marble floor are wet.
I'm just gonna look somewhere around me, trying to look like I'm really impressed with the building, statues, and
He looks at you and says, "My business here is with the merchant princes. We need to secure passage back home. As for what happened to our ship, I'm not really sure that's any of your business, frankly."
Oh no, of course. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I was, just making conversation because we're already talking, and you seem like a nice fellow, so it's just nice to make conversation.
You're like killing this guy with kindness. I almost feel like you
Yeah.
ought to like roll something. It's like that really super rational, like hotel staff member who's like trying to calm down the irate.
Oh my gosh, been there so many times. Oh my gosh.
Like, I can't believe you put me in the room with the view of the parking lot.
This lady got mad at me because I wouldn't let her daughter into the pool at 2 a.m. Like,
Oh,
what?
really?
She was
Wow.
yelling at me in the middle of the lobby. I was like, what do you want from me? We have rules.
Well, did you tell her, well, okay, would you please sign this waiver in case your daughter dies from drowning, that you absolve
No,
the
I let a
hotel
manager
of the-
handle it. But I was
Yeah.
just being so nice to her. I was like, oh no, I completely understand where you're coming from. I mean, but we do have policies, and it is 2 a.m. So I don't know if you really want your daughter swimming because we don't have a lifeguard,
Yeah,
along
absolutely.
those lines.
Yeah. Yeah, let's have another roll. Let's Yvonne, do you want to roll this one?
Okay. Sorry, what am I rolling exactly though?
You're just
Am I
rolling
just
a
doing a
d20, but
d20?
yeah,
Okay.
but Satina can roll persuasion if she wants.
Persuasion? Okay.
Or deception?
I don't know if I'm deceiving him.
Performance?
Yeah, see if you can see through my customer
Animal
service.
handling? Feels like animal handling.
15?
Yeah, okay. Well, look, sorry I got off on the wrong foot. I really shouldn't have been so rude to a fellow arcane caster and follower of the arcane arts. As I said, I represent Thay, and our mode of transportation, oddly enough, set on fire and sank 2 things that should never happen to a flying magical ship of Thay. So, as you can imagine, it's not the easiest conversation to have to ask someone for help getting home.
Oh, definitely. That sounds really
Wait.
really rough. I'm sorry.
Well, I've also got a bit of explaining to do once I get back. I may get
Yeah.
demoted if I don't lose my job altogether. I
Oh.
don't know if you know anything about Thay, but demotions there aren't the same as elsewhere.
I'm actually not too knowledgeable on Thay. I said Faye.
Well, let's just say, if you get demoted, you come back as a zombie.
Oh my goodness.
And he sticks his arms out and he rolls his eyes back and he opens his mouth and kind of drools a little bit and makes that zombie sound. Yep.
Oh
Happened-
gosh, that sounds
Happened
terrible.
to 2 of the kids from my graduating class.
Oh, well, I hope you don't get demoted.
Only if I can find someone to blame it on. If it's an
Mm,
act of terrorism or an act of war, then it wouldn't necessarily be my fault.
right, yeah.
If only I could find someone to pin it on as sabotage.
I guess good luck with that, I guess.
Let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck.
I really, really, really want to ask him about Cullen and Tarulvar, but I think I'm gonna pass on that.
Yeah, don't blow our cover, man.
No! I really want some
It's
more
like, I don't
information.
understand. Flying magical ships that levitate even when they're not actually flying should never set on fire randomly, and they shouldn't sink. It's just very confusing. There's no spell that would cause that to happen. It's almost like somebody had set it on fire while we were flying, but how's that possible?
I
I
don't
mean, we're
know.
hit by a fireball or something. We would have noticed that.
Yeah, definitely.
It was like a slow burning fire that was just under the ship following us for miles.
Huh.
I mean, who could do something like that? You'd have to
I
have
don't know.
a flying source of flame.
Do you think it came from like maybe inside of the ship, like maybe a candle or something? Although that would have to be a really big candle.
He's basically going apoplectic at the suggestion that it could be something as simple and mundane as a candle setting on fire a magical warship of the nation of Fae.
Which is super fair.
It's just a candle.
It was just an idea. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you in a twist.
Sorry, my underwear is still a bit wet.
Oh, did you go swimming?
Not exactly.
Oh.
And it's salty as well, so I'm a bit salty.
Ooh, that's
Yes.
gonna chafe.
And he sort of starts scratching at his waistline.
Mm.
Excuse me. And he turns around and you hear some really rough scratching on leather breeches, and then turns around. Oh, that's better. So why are you here?
We're here to talk to Zindar. We were going to talk to him about uh,
Personal
like,
matter.
you said, yeah, about his son.
Zindar.
Mhm.
Oh, you mean the harbor master?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
He has a son?
he had a son.
Oh, he was demoted.
Well,
He died.
Well,
yeah, in a sense.
Well,
So we just want to
that-
like come and give our condolences and stuff because his son was our one of our compatriots.
oh, I see. Well, that's fine. I need to talk to whoever that merchant prince is who's holding court there. I'm waiting my turn, but I need to speak to him immediately because we need to get going. We have some very
Mhm.
important matters that need to be delivered to the leadership. But if you're talking to the harbor master, that's fine. I don't need to see him, or at least
Okay.
not yet. Well, good luck to you. And he
Good luck
walks
to
off.
you.
And as he walks off, you just hear squelch, 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 squelch.
So Tina's gonna give a big breath of relief. Like, oh, that could have gone so bad.
whew, that guy.
Did you hear what he was saying?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah. Oh boy,
I
indeed.
don't get the connection. I don't get the connection. I mean, there's the lizard people,
Say
Tariq,
the
there's
Amish.
these guys,
Yeah.
the Amish guys, who are what? Something
Yeah.
to do with Gond? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't think we know.
But if Faye's involved,
Yeah.
I mean, they're like all about like power and stuff, right? So like it wouldn't be
Yeah.
a bad thing. This is a very bustling place, full of commerce.
Yeah. And they aren't actually known for being good.
Yeah.
And we know that Tariq had a fiend for a friend.
Mm-hmm.
So
So maybe he's working with them and he recruited the lizard folk because they're the ones that attacked when we arrived.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just like one really big
Indeed.
conspiracy. Maybe.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
If
I think I'm
only
going to
you're-
use my customer service voice as Satina's character voice.
I love it.
Well, speaking of customer service, let's all take a little 5-minute break.
Okay.
I
sounds
didn't
good.
realize how late it was.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll be back
right.
in 5 minutes or so. So, what do you guys want to do now? Zindar is obviously in some sort of a heated argument with these two sailors, or they look like sailors at least. Right down to like the whole swashbuckling boots and scimitar type things, rapiers.
Should we wait for him to
With
stop
open
talking?
shirts.
Open shirts?
Yeah,
No,
like
they're wearing.
open shirts, colorful clothes,
Oh no,
swarthy
no, no.
kind of. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just
not-
making sure.
Yeah, just typical sailor outfits, not like swashbuckler outfits.
Okay.
Yeah, but this prince seems to be having this conversation with this cloaked figure, but you can tell even from here that he's got some non-humanoid features. And the other guys seem to be sort of standing around. They don't seem to be fully paying attention. They seem to almost be kind of an entourage or guards, maybe. As the Thayan fellow gets closer, one of them comes out and sort of sticks a hand up, kind of indicating he needs to keep his distance.
Neat.
Froggy Went and Corton comes hopping up. They're both quite short. They're about 4 feet tall at best. That's a bit hard because they're kind of hard to tell because they're kind of haunched down. Are you here to help? And they keep sticking their head out and then sticking their head back in.
Help? Help with what?
Tree people taking over the swamp. Not very good. Lizard folk eating all our eggs.
Okay.
Swamp turning black. Tadpoles becoming deformed.
That's not good.
We'll give you eggs.
Eggs?
And they hand you 2 eggs. They're each the size of a small melon.
Okay.
Help us, please.
What kind of eggs are these?
Are you asking or are you just asking me?
No, I'm asking them. What kind of eggs are these?
They look at each other. And the purple one sort of nods his head, and the green one closes its eyes, and he hands you another one.
Okay. Can I do nature check or something? To see if I
It literally came from him. So you know.
Oh, okay. So, oh my god. Okay.
It's still covered in the mucus.
Ew.
Okay. Are you trying to give me my own army or something? Did I need to?
You want an army? We can't give you an army, but we can give you enough to make breakfast.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. I put the.
You want another one?
No, I'm okay. Are you sure you want to give these away?
If you help us. Otherwise, they'll just be eaten by the lizard people.
Okay.
Will you help us?
And our payment are in eggs?
What else would you want? More eggs? And the purple one looks at the green one again, and the green one kind of shakes his head back and forth, and he raises his little weirdly froggy fingers. You get the sense that he's trying to indicate that he's all out.
Huh.
Maybe tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna put the eggs in my bag and just wipe my fingers. I think that these are probably good for Cessna's breakfast. Um, how many lizard folk are attacking? Are there many? Are there?
Any? Too many. We can't fight them.
Okay.
Coming out of the woods and the swamps.
Okay.
But if you help us, we'll give you more eggs.
You don't happen.
Better to give all the eggs now.
Okay. You don't happen to have any magical items, do you?
Magic eggs?
Sure, golden eggs. Do you have any golden eggs?
And they look at each other. We have a golden grung, but we don't have any eggs yet.
Okay.
We can fertilize her later,
Okay.
unless you want to.
No, I'm okay.
How could we help?
And they look at each other. And then they look at Cracker's battle axe and the other weapons that you're all carrying. We just have these. And the purple one shows you a little dart that he obviously uses out of a blowgun.
Obviously, those aren't working too well. You need more muscle.
And they look at you, and the purple one comes up to Cracker and kind of reaches up, can't quite get to Cracker's torso, so he like reaches up and grabs her thigh and squeezes it. Yes. And he licks it. Definitely enough muscle. And he gives you the dart. Careful. Very poisonous.
Oh man.
And he
Thanks.
takes it and he dips it in his skin, and then he offers to show it by, he looks around and he offers to show it by sticking it in something. And he sees Salazar. Demonstration?
No.
No, not required. Not required.
In front of Salazar.
He seems a little bit nonplussed, and his tongue snakes out and he licks his eye.
Well,
I think we get it. We got you on the poison thing.
I'm gonna give him the dart back and just say, that's an amazing weapon. That's great. We have to go talk about this for a bit. Are you gonna be here for a while?
And the purple one looks at the green one, and the green one closes its eyes, squeezes, and then opens it, shrugs its shoulders again. Probably a few more hours at least.
We'll come find you.
We'll be over here.
okay.
This would be a good way to get out of town for a while.
It's true.
Sure.
Did you hear what he said about the swamp turning black?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not good.
No, it's not. You think it's the mold?
It has to be. What else can it be?
I don't know. Shade?
Yeah.
I mean, if we can help, shouldn't we try?
I'm up for it. Those little guys need something big. Like me to give them a hand.
I mean, like they can't fight them on their own.
No, they can't. I'm kind of torn. We do have a lot of important things to do.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this will give us clues about the mold, though, like ones that we don't already have. Do you think we need to get an adventure license in order to help them?
Well, they are paying eggs, so if they want 25% of the eggs, they're welcome.
Oh, no, the adventure license is 50 gold pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Aw.
Or maybe we just
you're-
don't tell anyone.
We're
You're
not.
both right. It's 50 gold pieces for the license, but then you also have to pay a tax of 50% of any treasure you find.
That's so dumb. I can't even
No
fathom
kidding.
it. That is so much.
Mhm.
It's such a high tax.
Yeah.
You know what? It's not an unreasonable tax in many parts of the world.
Like Canada.
Insane. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
But At least in Norway, we pay like maybe almost 40% taxes, but at least we get something back. Here we
Yeah.
don't get anything,
here.
just not getting arrested.
Yeah.
Oh, we got free baths. We got free baths.
You get
Which you had to
security.
tip the guy for.
Security, we've
Oh,
been
yeah, that's true.
attacked like
There's always-
5 times.
I know.
Not allowed on security here, so don't.
Well, the average person doesn't get into as much trouble as you guys do.
That's a fair statement.
I don't know if I'm going to lean on my evil side for this. I kind of want to. Just say screw it, but
Well, you have 3 eggs already, so
yeah, paid up front.
And if we get rid of the lizard guys right there, then maybe they can't attack from that side, right? So maybe we can like lessen their forces a bit to try and help the city as well.
Yeah.
kill 2 lizards with 1 egg.
Yeah.
And we could
Yes.
also
And who knows?
try to interrogate some of the lizard folk to hear if they know
true.
anything about the connection with Thay and with
Mhm.
Tariq.
Mm-hmm.
Good plan.
I like this plan.
And we get to kill some lizard folk also.
It benefits so many,
It does.
including us.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting a little weaker, not fighting enough. That was great, the fighting. But I've been working in restaurants so long, I really need to get back out there. So I'm up for it.
And some fights.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I need to test out these spells. I mean, like, I only get to use like some of my spells, right? I have this one in my book where I put my hands together and then shoot flames.
Oh,
I'm really
Wow.
excited to try it.
nice. Let's talk.
It's not new. I just haven't used it.
Let's
Well,
try.
just tell me when to duck.
Yeah. Let's try and talk to Sindor and see what he has to say.
Mhm.
We need to get at least the information we have
Mm-hmm.
over to him and
Yeah.
maybe to Otama as well.
Yeah. It'd be nice if we could talk to them like together,
It would.
like at one time. Mm.
That might take a while though.
All right. Yeah. Try Zindar first.
Yeah, we can
Sounds
scooch
good.
forward and see if we can break up the argument. Intervene. Yeah. Zoop.
Okay, so you're trying to okay.
Going to.
Oh, it looks like we're like surrounding him.
Yeah. I was kind of trying to get closer and listen to what they were arguing about, but I guess we're just gonna.
Well,
The rest of you just
Go right
kind of
about.
walked right up, just awkwardly standing right over the shoulder of one of them while they're talking.
Yeah.
Hi.
What you want then? Can't you see we're having a discussion?
Oh no, I just wanted to say hi. And let hey Zindar. Just wanted to let you know we're here if you want to chat.
He looks at you. Oh, yes. I suppose we have some unfinished business.
I think so.
I
We'll just wait over here. Like, how long are you gonna be?
don't know. Depends on how long it takes for me to get rid of these complaints. Apparently, some warehouse was burnt down by the waterfront, and some people's livelihoods are at stake.
Oh, that sounds
Doesn't
terrible.
reflect well on us since we're supposed to be providing security. Sounds terrible.
See the 50%.
I think that's a deception check to sound sincere.
See, the 50% doesn't help. The taxes you pay don't help you.
Yeah, there you go. Some security.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a revolution in this city, I think. Lower taxes.
Sounds
Well,
good.
There is an argument that the taxes aren't high enough.
Well, we're not gonna be
Only from the people collecting them.
Mm-hmm.
You do notice that the guy at the Flaming Fist stand, who's the recruiter, is wearing a very fancy, shiny brooch. And he looks at the two of these sailors and says, I understand your point. There's not much I can do about it at the moment. I'll have to look into it. I'll start investigating and interrogating all the usual suspects. I don't know if I'll find anything right away, so it may take a while. But I did take a quick cursory look, and yes, I agree. There sounds to be some sort of magical element involved. One doesn't simply spontaneously combust on the water side. If I find somebody who can start a magical fire, then that's probably a good place to look. And they kind of grumble and then walk off, realizing there's not much more to say at this point. But they stop here and they have a quick conversation with this cat lady before walking off out of the building.
It's a good thing they didn't overhear us 2 minutes ago when Satino talked about shooting flames out of her hands.
Yep.
I have to try this new spell. I just put pens
Yeah.
together and flames come out.
I don't know if Zindar has seen me cast Fireball.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Jesus.
I'll keep my flames to a minimum.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Crackle, crackle, crackle. Yes. Nasty business, that. But from what I gather, everything's going as it should. I have some persistent reservations, understandably, about letting someone with such power and unbridled ambition continue to thrive so close to my home city, but I made a promise and I can only assume that he's going to keep his end of the bargain. Now, what can I do for you lot, then?
Well, the frog people over there are having some problems with lizard folk invading them. And
Oh, those filthy little beasts. Have they offered you one of their eggs yet?
oh, two of them.
Disgusting creatures. Ugh. I mean, who just gives away their young like that? It's horrible.
True.
Did you take them?
Well, they didn't
You
want
don't
to.
plan on.
I'm not gonna eat
You
them.
don't plan on eating them, are
No,
you?
no, 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 no,
Oh.
no, no, no. Are you crazy?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm perfectly happy eating frogs' legs, but they're sentient.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not gonna eat them.
Although, looking at you lot, I wouldn't be surprised if you ate sentient beings.
I just cough a little, look away.
That's kind of mean.
But Harold was so tender.
Bacon.
Bacon.
Now, look, if you are interested in having some work for them, then go ahead. Their business isn't my business. My job is to protect the port.
Yes.
Arguably, it extends to the broader city, but I like to think my work ends officially at the walls. If you're outside the walls, well, you're a bit on your own, frankly. I can only do so much.
Yes,
And
but
they're not even part of the city. They live outside on the peninsula someplace. I don't even know where. Filthy, dirty area.
they also told us that the Mars were turning black with a black goo, and it's coming closer to the city.
Yes, I understand that this is a problem, but it's not really my area, is it? Don't know what you expect me to do about it. I'm just a single sorcerer. You need to talk to the political elite. They're the ones who deal with these bigger picture items. And also some of these multinational groups, such as the Flaming Fist and the Zentrum. They have their vested interests. The Flaming Fist have a number of different forts around the peninsula. They might know more about it. There
Well,
may
it might
be
be
one or
worth a
two
shot.
groups who might be interested in the greater good. And he sort of puts a clawed finger up to his nostril. One of them may even have something to do with a little iron triceratops. But I can only deliver information. I can't deal with it. I can't do anything in an official capacity.
An iron triceratops, you say?
You know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
Have you, by chance, at the port, noticed anything like, besides the attack that happened the other day, a recent influx of attacks from the sea?
Yes, as a matter of fact. We haven't seen Greenback in quite a number of weeks. You did
Do you
say
have
you knew nothing about that, didn't you?
the attacks?
Greenback.
Oh, that is what I said. But with these attacks, do you have any other what are they called? Defenses in place in case something were to happen? I mean, God
Well,
forbid, but or God's forbid.
Well, you see those men on the right, and he's pointing at these guys over here that you've seen before. They're the town militia. The Zentrum, of course, are on contract to help protect the city, in theory. Though I don't know that they don't just look out for their own interests. And the Flaming Fist, who, well, they've been mercenary defenders ever since Alm left. But also, let's be honest, some of them are more commercially minded than others. They're not all bad. There are some honorable ones amongst them. But there's only so much you can rely on when it comes to mercenaries.
Yeah.
The days of self-sacrifice are well and truly over. I tell you, this city is divided in ways it hasn't been since Alm was in charge. But at least they brought order, even if it was with a heavy-handed iron fist. Now, of course, if you would like to apply for the position of town magistrates or militia or something along those lines, I perhaps could have a word with one of the merchant princes and see if they couldn't put you on retainer, but then you'd have to take the orders from them.
Mm-hmm.
It might
Well,
come
I don't
with
know if
some
we're.
stature and standing. You might be able to get something out of it. I'm well respected in town.
No, I don't doubt that. We've heard very high things on top of just meeting you.
I didn't mean that because I needed to be praised. I'm simply saying that there are benefits beyond just being paid.
Oh, no, I understand.
And I don't mean in eggs.
Well, I mean, isn't
Oh, by the
helping
way,
people.
you're dripping. And he looks at Dallin.
Hmm.
And Dallin notices that there's a bit of goo dripping out the bottom of her knapsack.
Ew.
Ugh.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm sure somebody will come scurrying about and cleaning it up soon enough. They're not short on labor here, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Anyway, you were saying.
I was saying that, if since you guys were attacked by the lizard folk on the ocean side, on the water side, but they're also attacking in the swamps. I mean, if we were to help the frogmen, right? That would kind of benefit you, right? It would take down some of their forces if they were to try and attack again.
Do you know for a fact that they're the same groups?
No, this might be a little racist.
Yes, I think so.
Ooh, but they are attacking people that can't defend themselves, which is not good.
Well, if you want to get involved in some local politics and security matters, I can't stop you. But I would just caution and say that I don't assume all humans are equally aligned, and therefore I don't assume any other group is either. People are
That's
split
entirely fair.
on their loyalties for various reasons. Politics and religion are being two of the more popular ones, but base economics and financial gain can also play a large role. I mean, look at
Oh,
these people
absolutely.
around here. Half of them are working against the other half, even though they're all in the same organization. unless you are vetted personally and invited into a group with a specific set of rules, mandates, and goals, like, for example, our little iron friends, and he taps his nostril again, looking at Dallin, then you're probably going to be at odds with somebody in your organization at some point. Now, if you do want to find out a bit more about what's going on, I wouldn't be amiss to learning about it myself. Obviously, my role here keeps me tethered to the city, and excursions and investigations are not really something I'm allowed to do, especially now that we seem to be missing our primary defensive asset. Gods knows what happens to that damn dragon turtle. Absconded with all our gold and hasn't been seen in weeks. It's probably off humping a rock or something.
Who did you say had forts on the peninsula? Was it the Zentrum or the Flaming Fist?
Oh, the Flaming Fist. They've got some fort or some sort of settlement. I don't know exactly what their goal is out there, but they're trying to maintain some sense of order and at the same time sit atop a hierarchy of financial payments. They're the ones who issue all those adventuring licenses and take that ridiculous 50% cut. But
Wow.
if you are out there and you're stuck and there's no place else to go, in theory, they're supposed to be able to give you some shelter if they're not being overrun themselves. Go talk to the recruiter. Maybe he'll have more information. Let's put it this way. If they didn't need help and things were going fine, they wouldn't need to tax as much, and they certainly wouldn't need to be recruiting, would they?
Mm-hmm.
True.
Well, if we learn anything, then we will tell you.
Yes. It's good to see you too.
Yeah.
And he gives you gives all three of you a fake air kiss. Wah, wah, wah. Now shoo.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So should we try and go over here and just sort of start to
I want to send
loiter about.
Salazar. I want to send Salazar over there. Is that like a table next to him?
Next to who? What? Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry, Wakanga. Wakanga Atamu.
Otamu. Yes,
Otamu?
these are tables. These are tables. And he's sitting, he's kind of sitting there at the table with one of the Zentrum and this shady character. The other Zentrum are sitting nearby, but they're at other tables. Except for this one guy who seems to be patrolling and keeping all the curious onlookers from getting too close. Or people trying to jump the queue and have a conversation with the merchant prince before the turn.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna send Salazar over to like pat on Wakanga's leg to get his attention, and then like if he turns his head, I want to be like right in the line of view.
Okay, let's get.
Just be like, hey.
Let's get a token for Salazar.
Okay. He's just a little cat. It's an orange cat. I have an orange cat.
Aww.
Well, I had an orange cat. Those are my my old roommates now. Oh, I love it. I love it. Just like a pop, pop, pop on his leg to get his attention.
Okay, let me see. You can move. I'm going to set this up so you have access to it.
Okay.
All players, Salazar. There you go. And Salazar is presumably trying to be nonchalant.
Yeah, he's just a cat.
Okay. So the first assumption is that cats are allowed in this building.
True.
I don't know how many government offices you've been in, but I've walked around the U.S. Senate and the U.S. Capitol, and I've never seen cats allowed.
He's my support cat.
Everybody's looking at this cat like, what the hell is this cat doing? They're literally all looking at this cat. It's not at all casual. Everybody's just like,
no.
One of them literally says, there's a fucking cat in here.
But aren't we such Are there a lot of wizards in this city?
As far as you're aware, you've run into one or two of them, but you haven't seen loads of people walking around. And this is one of the reasons why out of game, I don't really let people just say, "Oh, I've got a pet raven or a pet cat or something," because you are identified as being a wizard partly because you walk around with these animals that are famous for being the
Exactly.
familiars of wizards
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
sorcerers. So as soon as this cat shows up, everybody starts looking around, like not only at the cat, but also looking at who this cat belongs to. And Wakanga just looks around and goes, first he looks at Satina and he kind of like shakes finger. And then he looks at this guy. And this guy looks at Salazar and goes, "Rah!" And Salazar just goes running back to Satina.
Was he
Okay.
scary, buddy? I'm sorry.
And the prince bows. You can see him bow with his back toward you guys. And he walks away and he comes over and says, "Yes, yes, what is it? What was so important that you had to interrupt my meeting?"
I'm
That was
sorry.
not very subtle, I have to say. Oh, kitty,
I
kitty.
was trying to be subtle, but he's very bright.
He reaches down and gives Salazar a little stroke around the chin.
Oh, I'm sure he loves it. He's not used to having fur.
He must
so
be
we have
very
some.
hot.
Yeah, I can imagine. So we have some information, and I'm gonna beckon them over because they're standing over there.
Oh, he's standing next to you now. I don't know if you can see the updated position.
I can see him. I was talking about Dallin and Cracker.
Oh, right.
You're gonna surround him.
My posse.
Yes. Well, let's hear your information. Is it, if it's about the frog's eggs, don't bother. I know about it already.
No.
By the way, you're still dripping.
Yeah, I know. But
Drip.
is there somewhere we can talk a little more privately?
Oh, yes, I suppose I could use one of the smaller throne rooms.
Okay.
And he leads you into a room through the doorway, and he has you stand at the base of a bunch of stairs while he walks up the stairs and sits on top of a gigantic throne. Yes, what is it now? Come.
This is kind of intimidating, but um,
You wanted privacy. This is
yeah,
privacy.
sure, it's great. You might have heard about the fire in the warehouse.
Yes,
Yes,
Zindara is looking into it.
yes.
I don't suppose you know anything about this.
We might. But have you also heard about?
You mean you do? You started it. Yes, I knew it. I knew it was a fireball. Naughty.
Well, we were
Why
defending
do you have to
ourselves.
go burn down my city? What did my city ever do to you?
It was
Sorry, it was only one building, and I didn't know it would explode like that.
It was self-defense.
It had barrels of ale and all kinds of liquors. You didn't notice that there would be barrels of ale, liquors, and grain, and it would explode?
No, I mean, like the guys were attacking us, and like
There were
I
a
thought
lot.
wizards had
That's
to
not
have
the
high
point.
intelligence.
That's not the point. That's not the point.
The point is that when they
Salazar's all scared. He's hiding behind your leg.
I'm gonna pick him up.
He doesn't want to be picked up. He like runs away from you.
It's okay. I'll grab him and then pick him up and then hold him like a baby, like flipped over on his back. How I held
He
my
just-
cats.
He just sticks his paws up.
Oh gosh. All right. Sorry, Dallin, continue.
No, I'm just saying that when the fight was over because the leader escaped, and they escaped onto an airship, and
You sank the airship as well? That was an important group from Thay. We were in the midst of a discussion and negotiation.
Yes. And we also saw Tyreek on that airship along with some lizard folk.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's
Well,
why we tried to stop the airship.
That seems quite suspicious indeed. Why would
'Cause
they
we-
be negotiating together whilst they were having negotiations with us?
Well,
This
when
is-
the people stole my bag, they took my spell book and everything that was in it, and those maps, those charts that we talked about, those were in my bag. And when I received my pack back, they were not there. So we believe that they may have them.
Why would the Red Wizards of Thay, want information about the Zentrum possibly planning an invasion? And you say that, but the warehouse was owned by Joaquin's priests.
Well,
My spell book pinged inside of the warehouse. That's the only reason we went in there. Otherwise, we wouldn't have. And when
I
we
have
tried,
long suspected the Joaquin priests as being the front for some of the more intelligence-based operatives out of You know that Joaquin is the primary goddess of the nation of and that
Mhm.
their temple here is a holdover from the colonial days.
right.
Perhaps
We-
that's their base of operations then.
Well, it's not anymore.
no.
No, I mean the temple,
Oh,
Oh.
you meant the warehouse.
not the warehouse. The warehouse, well, yes, the warehouse would be where they would be storing things, but the temple is where they would be hiding their actual head of operations.
Hmm.
Oh, perhaps you must destroy the Temple of Joaquin.
Would we get arrested or killed?
Well, this is not my problem.
Of course. It's
Would
not.
we be financially compensated?
Oh, well, I mean, the temple itself has quite a lot of gold in it. I'm sure you can find something.
Isn't it in the middle of the city? In the middle of the city?
Well, it's on the southern side. It's where more of the poor people live. It'll be fine.
Oh. Now I'm not opposed to helping.
They are priests of gold. They care about commerce and profit, and they represent the colonial masters of the city.
Mhm.
If anyone were ever looking to overthrow the city and our native rulers, I'm sure the nation of would have something to do with it.
Mm. Could you, by chance, ensure that the poor people in that district were not harmed if we were to blow it up?
Oh, they're not the poorest. The poorest are on the outside of the walls.
Well, no, I know, but you said they were still poor, right?
Well, it's like chic poor.
Oh, chic poor, bougie. Gotcha. Okay.
Bougie, yes, but yes, exactly.
Okay.
They're poor, but they still can afford fancy soy latte chais.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They
So,
just choose not to
guys,
bathe.
what do you
know
guys
what it's
think?
like. And he looks at Cracker.
But are you telling
Yeah.
us just to go to the temple and blow it up?
I said no such thing. That is outrageous. Of course I would never say something like that. I am a prince of the city, and I stand for law and order and the support and protection of all of its citizens and institutions.
That is what he said. Yeah.
Yeah. But what do you want us to do?
Well, I don't want you to do anything.
So you want the priests to take over the
I
city?
certainly wouldn't want you to stop any kind of invasion or get to the bottom of why somebody might be interested in stopping somebody else's invasion, or why somebody might be having an alliance discussion on the side with an evil nation of magocracies and wizards that are famous for using necromancy. Of course, I would have nothing to do with that. Thay is a powerful nation and an important trading partner. And the Zentarum provide much needed security. And Alm, of course, is, although we have a former colonial relationship, we'd like to keep that happy and healthy for the sake of commerce. So, of course, I would never want to upset any of those things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think?
Good. I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Hmm.
Excellent.
You just want us to stop everything, and risk our necks and be the scapegoats, right?
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about.
We would need to get out of the city pretty quickly. Of course, if forbid something happened to the temple, we wouldn't want to be
Well-
caught there.
Well, if you're really looking for some sort of a solution, then I do happen to have this. And he hands you a little figurine. And it looks like a goat.
Hmm.
That is your escape
Interesting.
goat.
Oh my
Oh my god.
god.
Oh my god. Will you ride this thing out of here?
You throw it on the ground, and it will take you wherever you need to go.
Oh, neat.
One time only.
Is it a port key? Sorry.
He ignores your joke.
It's risky,
Very.
and to be honest, why are we doing it? We don't have any ties to this city.
Well, we
Think of
kind
all the
of,
poor people.
and we got rid
have
of
a
their defense
restaurant.
system.
I've invested in a restaurant here.
Yeah.
That's true. If like this place goes under, Cessna's isn't going to make it.
I'll lose 100 gold. I just paid it back. That's a lot of money to Cracker, who can never really keep any money. I mean, restaurant jobs that you get fired from don't pay well.
Imagine that.
You make a lot of money in the good times, but then you have to dip into your savings every time you get let go.
Exactly, especially when all my stuff gets burned up. That's my good
Ooh.
backpack.
One other thing, there was a rampant dinosaur in the city.
Oh,
Do
yes.
you know anything about that? Where it is? Is it still in the city? Is it dead? Is it?
As far as I know, it is running around someplace outside the walls, which is where it should be.
Okay.
But I think it is, let's just say it has acquired a taste for human flesh.
Okay.
And
Um,
if we weren't so busy with security matters around the port, we would probably be hunting it down.
can
So, yes, you could do that too.
yes, I'm going to talk to it.
You're going to talk to it.
Yes, I'm going to talk to it. That's the real
Are you going to
big honker.
Are you
just
going-
know.
Are you going to wrap yourself in salami as well?
No, I have a way with dinosaurs, so just trust me. So
Well, it's your funeral.
don't worry about me. So okay, we will take care of that. Can you please tell your guards not to kill it before we talk to it? Please.
I shall bring it up at the council, but the orders are outstanding. If they have an opportunity, they shall try to dispatch it. But unfortunately, we do not have the manpower to currently go after it actively. So,
Good.
for now, it is basically rampaging on its own.
I will
And I
take.
think some of the villagers have tried to stop it and have potentially injured it, but
Oh.
all of them have died. So we don't know for sure how much they did.
Okay. I'm gonna.
He's eaten about a dozen people.
Oh, okay. So he's full for a while. I'm going
Well,
to talk.
that's an interesting interpretation of the events. The good news is he's full.
He's full. I'm going to talk to him tomorrow because I am not able to today, but I will try to make him not hunt people anymore and go deeper into the jungle so it doesn't bother anyone.
You'll have to teach him to eat something else. Once they find a taste for human flesh, it's very hard for them to break it. Humans are slow
Maybe they,
and they're tasty and soft.
Yes.
Everything else is either harder to catch or it's harder to digest. And let's be honest, if you could choose to eat humans over, say,
Well,
another dinosaur,
I-
why wouldn't you?
I kind of have an idea. Maybe we could send big honkers to the frog people and tell him to only eat the lizard folk.
Oh, and eat the frogs. Yes,
no,
they're
no,
disgusting
no, not the
creatures. Oh,
frogs.
I wish those two would stop laying eggs in the corner. It's horrible.
Not the
They leave this
frogs.
slime trail everywhere. Oh, you're dripping again.
I'm trying to be nice, not to eat the frogs, but the lizard people that attacks the frogs. They're
Now,
slow.
you see, here's the problem. The lizard people are very hard to eat.
Are they slow?
They're not slow. They have teeth. They have hard scales. They're quite nasty. If you could choose between a soft, pudgy human or a dwarf,
hey,
well,
don't call
maybe
my
not a
friends
half orc.
pudgy.
I'm just saying, everybody in this room pretty much is a softer, easier meal, except for maybe my friend over there, gesturing back to the person he was talking to before. Everybody here, even with their armor, is easier and softer and chewier, less chewy than some of the lizard folk out there. Plus, my intelligence tells me that not all of the lizard folk are operating under their normal instincts.
Ugh.
That black mold we discussed seems to have permeated some of their groups. At least one tribe is infected very badly.
God damn it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
They're saying the tadpoles are starting to become deformed, I
Yeah.
assume from the mold. What if they start to act out of their instincts as well and begin attacking?
Well, it's not clear that they always turn violent. It just seems to
That's true.
adjust whatever their natural base tendencies are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for all we know, we'll just be overrun with frogs laying eggs everywhere.
That's true.
Can you imagine waking up and you find a frog egg on your pillow?
Oh gosh.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Be all slimy. Have to throw the pillow out.
Ugh, absolutely. Plus, I don't even like omelets that much.
Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
We really need to
Well,
get things done in the city so we can go and deal with the mold stuff.
Yeah, we need to get that handled.
Yeah. We do.
Well, do we
Okay.
know where the entrance to the Underdark is? Because
No.
that's where we need to go for the mold, right?
Well, we don't know where we need to go. We just know that Portobello wanted us to go to the Underdark.
Oh, okay.
Because
Well, I did tell you there is an island that supposedly has a nexus point. It's a weakness in the physical realities. Many teleportation circles are located either on or near it, and there's supposedly even a breach across planes. But I don't know for sure where it is, and I've never seen it.
no, but well, we kind of found a teleportation circle,
Yeah.
but we don't know where it goes.
We couldn't read it. It was an old language.
Hmm.
Was it Netherese?
It might have been.
Maybe could you write some Netherese? Maybe I could
Do you have a
see if
dictionary?
it like looks the same. Got a dictionary.
And he pulls out a locket that he had tucked in under his shirt, and he opens it, and inside there is a platinum coin with the face of a snake person on one side and odd-looking writing. And you recognize this as being similar to some of the platinum coins you found in the past.
I'm gonna pick up one of my platinum coins with the snake motif.
Yes. Where
Just
did you get that?
I found it
Where did you find it?
in near. My God, what's his name? Luskin.
Well, this is definitely of a similar nature, although not the same age. Yours is older. Netheril was a very powerful magocracy that ruled long before most civilizations currently in existence. It is the basis of all magical civilizations since, with the exception of the elves. Halrua, Thay, all of these great empires were built on Netherese magical engineering. Some of the greatest and worst uses of magic came out of Netherese technology. There are scholars who have spent their entire lives studying it. For you to come across something so rare, especially since you are not even of the arcane arts and did not seek it, is exceptional and rare, and I would very much like to learn more.
Okay.
I would also suggest that you keep the secret. There are many who would want to know all you know, and they would not be as polite as I would. And he looks briefly and surreptitiously at the squelching representative of Thay.
Mm-hmm.
We
Understood.
think they are here partly because they're interested in the history of Netheril that is buried underneath the jungle, overgrown and protected by its canopy, hiding its secrets.
Okay. Do you know anything about the language? Can you
I
read it?
cannot read it myself, but if you are interested, I know somebody who might, but they are in Silvery Moon.
Of
The
course.
only others who might know something are in Halrua, but I am not familiar with anyone specifically. Halrua has, amongst other things, some of the technology associated with Netherese airships, the other major country being Thay. But they have different assets and different aspects of information. Their ships are not the same. It is almost as if somebody had one manual, split it in two parts, and the two different groups each acquired one part of it.
Do you happen to know the name of the person in Silvery Moon that may be able to help us?
Why, yes. His name is Agamemnon Scorch, but he has not been seen in many months.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Fuck. Is he dead? What happened to him?
Wasn't he? Was he the guy that was with Meriwether in the temple? That was dead.
I
That
think so. He
blew up.
it was the copy, the like clone thing.
Oh,
That was Agamemnon, right?
yes, it was. So we don't know where the real one is.
I
Actually,
feel like he's dead. But what happened to the copy? I don't remember what happened to the copy, and I don't have my notes because they're gone.
he just when left us. He was going home, I think.
Okay, so
Going,
he might be in Silvery Moon.
he might, and he has a lot of the same knowledge, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh. Okay.
It's worth a shot. I mean, to be able to read that.
Yes. But
Okay.
that's a long trip,
Yeah.
and we need to go back to use the
Well,
portal.
it's not so long if you have an scapegoat.
Hmm.
Okay. Huh. Oh, I forgot to put an E I didn't put a scapegoat. I put scapegoat.
No, that's quite different.
Yes, yes.
I'm terrible.
Yes, you are.
It's great. I love it.
But think about it. Okay, so let's say we did travel to Silvery Moon, right?
Yes.
We found out the information that we needed to find out. We used this a scapegoat to get back to the portal.
Yes. And then go to the Underdark
Mm-hmm.
and talk to Portobello's people to find out
Mhm.
about the black mold. See if they. We don't know if they know anything more than we do, but
Right.
they might.
And it's worth a shot.
Yeah, and we know that from Tonker
Mm-hmm.
that was that Silvery Moon that was changed since last you were there, or
Think so. Hold on, I gotta go find the.
I really need to go through the recordings.
Yep, I do not have those notes.
They told us about one city that had changed, that wasn't it that the Centrum had taken over or something? Cora
I think
will
he
know.
said that Silvery Moon had changed, but I don't know if it was because somebody took over or not.
Cora will know, I think.
Yeah.
I don't have any connection to Tonker, so I don't remember where.
Yeah.
What city mentioned?
Hmm.
Huh. Well,
Well, at least we have a lead.
yeah.
So Tonker was talking about Neverwinter
Neverwinter.
Neverwinter.
Yes,
That's what it was.
okay.
because that's where Tonker was
Yes.
last with Cora and Cora's
Thank you.
other party.
Change.
Silvery Moon, Neverwinter. Pff.
Yeah. Never been there.
Yeah.
My
it's like
character's from Silvery Moon.
your character's from Silver Moon. One of your characters is sworn a lifelong allegiance to Queen Titania.
Yeah.
It's like the only one who remembers her backstory is Cracker.
Mine's easy.
It's been a long while. Been a long time since we talked about it.
Pretty much
Yeah.
every tavern that you ever stop in. Oh yeah, I used to work here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Jesus.
Do you think she has like fun facts for every tavern that she's worked at?
Yeah.
Like, ooh, don't try the clam.
Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well done, Maddie. Yep. Yvonne, that's your backstory now. Every time
Okay,
you
that's
walk into
great.
a tavern, you have one fun fact about that tavern. Or inn.
Okay.
Start writing them down.
Sorry, I didn't mean to load that on you. I just think it'd be really funny.
That's really great.
In fact, you'll need to use it in order to activate your rage.
Yeah.
In the tavern.
I said no onions.
Oh my god. Huh.
All right. Well, I think we covered quite a lot. Well done, you guys.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Very productive. Lots of roleplay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We have a lot to do.
That's really good.
We need to burn down a temple. We need to save some frogs.
Yeah.
We need to travel to. We need to talk to a dinosaur. We need to travel to Silvery Moon. Jesus.
Yeah.
The Underdark.
The Underdark.
The Underdark.
We need to.
We have to go to
Sorry.
Silvery Moon in order to go to the Underdark, though.
Yeah.
Neverwinter. Or Neverwinter or Silvery Moon?
Silvery Moon.
Silvery Moon. Neverwinter was
Okay.
the place that Tonker was talking about.
Right.
Just me mixing them up.
I was right there
do
with
you guys,
you.
do you guys want to see a quick reminder of the
Sorry.
map?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
Yes, please.
Oh, let's see. Okay, so between your combined knowledge, can you guys see this map?
Mm-hmm.
It's deliberately a bit fuzzy, okay? I've got a
Yeah.
high-res version of this. Not only is it not completely visible, it's also fuzzy on purpose, so you're going to struggle to find names, which is basically how the real world is, right? This is a pre-digital campaign setting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Those of you from Silver Moon are familiar with it, know that it's here.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Okay, this is the spine of the world, very famous mountain chain beyond which it's basically all snow, ice, barbarians, and orcs.
Yeah, and we think that one
Mirabar,
of the portals goes there.
it was definitely a
Mhm.
cold place.
Uh-huh.
It was in a cold place.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
talked to Icicle, and he mentioned
You did.
that
Yes.
area.
Absolutely. And this is the city of Neverwinter.
Mhm.
This is the small town of Phandalin, where Cessna started off, and Cora's been. This is the city of Waterdeep. You guys are not actually on this map, but you're further down here.
Okay.
Okay. Currently. And you were in Luskan, which is up here.
Where was the
So
entrance to Lolth's temple?
It was in the Neverwinter Woods near Mount Hotanel.
Okay.
This is the volcano that is now dormant. And you know that Mithril Hall near Silvery Moon is also the home of one of the famous dwarven clans, the Battlehammer clan, which is Bruenor Battlehammer's home kingdom. But there are, a bit like the dwarves and the elves, they have a lot of sort of independent, nominally unaligned cities or civilizations. So the Neverwinter Wood used to have a lot of elves. This is where Dalin's military group had its portal between Neverwinter Wood and the Feywild. And this is the small town of Leylon, which was abandoned and has been sort of brought back to life by the Lord of Neverwinter, Lord Neverember. And right here, although it's not on the map, is the Wayside Inn, where Cracker was started her illustrious career in the restaurant arts and hospitality management. So most of you have been in this sort of general area, before, either in campaign or at least backstory. And this is, of course, Mirabar, where some of you were supposed to go drop off somebody's corpse, but that's been taken off of you.
Yeah.
Yerp.
The gamer
Alright.
in me really wants to just travel the world to open the black spots on the map. Oh, I hate black spots.
and the OCD DM in me has prepared quite a lot of these. So
Yeah. Oh, and I've been here.
and
Let's
this
go
of
there.
course is just the surface. The Underdark is basically like a separate map that looks very similar underneath, except for the fact that it's a completely different ecosystem. And instead of being completely open and you can travel from point A to point B in a straight line for the most part anywhere, the Underdark is primarily, tunnels and fissures and some combination of, natural and humanoid or animal-made passageways. All right.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
When we go to the
Alrighty.
Underdark, I need to remember to get rid of Fireball.
Thunderwave, because there's nothing better than thunder damage in an enclosed space with a lot of stalactites.
Yeah. Probably not a good idea either.
Hey, depends on which end of it you're on and how close everything else is to you.
Mhm.
So. All right, folks. I
Keep
think
that
we covered
helm
a lot.
on.
Yeah, keep that helmet
Yeah.
on. You'll need it.
Yes.
All right. Well, it sounds like everybody's going to be back next week. Hopefully Joe's back as well. I'm going to try to prepare this on the assumption Joe is not. But otherwise, I hope you guys all had a great episode and see you guys next week.
Yes. This was fun.
This
That
was
was
really fun.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So I'll see you guys next week then.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.